Hey, what's up guys, this is Lucas channel, and today I'm going to be trying out my Copic markers on different types of paper. So this probably give you an idea of what kind of paper you might want to be getting. Usually I'm using this type of paper, which is the laser printing paper, 160 grams. They are kind of thick. It doesn't really matter what kind of brand you want to get as long as it is laser printing paper. So I'm going to show you guys what kind of paper that I've got here. First is the normal cheap printing paper. This is from HP. And then we have the laser printing paper from Mondi. And then I have right here is the aquarelle paper, 130 grams. And then I have canson aquarelle block, 300 grams. This is really thick. I got this for my Tombow markers. So this is what it looks like. As it says, it's aquarelle block. You actually want to use this type of paper with watercolors. And then we have comic book paper, 135 grams. This is comic book paper from Deleter. This is what it looks like. And I've heard that this type of paper is really good with Copic markers. And then we have Copic marker pad, which is the pad from Copic. And they are actually really thin. Then we have marker paper. This is the most expensive ones, I think, that I've gotten. It's called marker paper, 250 grams from transotype. So they have 10 sheets of paper. And I think I've got this for about 7 euros or probably 8 euros. So it's really expensive. So first I'm gonna start with normal printing paper. So I'm just gonna draw a rectangle right here, and we will try to blend the colors. I'm gonna start with the lighter color. I don't like to use the chisel part. Yeah, that works better. Then I'm gonna do the darker part. And you can tell right away that it's quite streaky. And the result is not that good. And if you look at the back side of the paper, it bleeds through the paper, and of course it's gonna leave marks. So I would never use the normal printing paper. Let's move on to the laser printing paper, which is what I normally use. And see that it is actually better this time, but you can tell that the part where I saturate the ink doesn't look really good actually, but it's not as streaky as the normal printing paper one. And as always, it will bleed through the paper, but it doesn't really bother me that much. I'll just use like something underneath. I'll use the different colors at a time. As you can tell, it blends okay. Just doesn't look really good if you look close up, because you can see the white spots. But all in all, it looks pretty good, I think. I'm gonna be using aquarelle paper, 130 grams. Okay, so the result is very good. It also bleeds through the paper, but it doesn't leave that white spots on the papers. I actually love to use aquarelle paper. I just don't like it. I just feel like when I use the markers, it sucks up too much ink, and that is not really convenient because I'm trying to save as much ink as possible. The next one, which is the canson aquarelle block, 300 gram. If I would compare these two, I would say this one is a bit better. But because the paper is kind of thick, it doesn't bleed that much through the paper. Let's move on to the Copic marker pad, which is the thin one. If you're using Copic marker pad, make sure you have the right side, because one side is actually glossy and one side is actually for your marker. So as I've expected, It works really well, they blend really well, and if you look at the bad side, it doesn't bleed because it has this glossy part. So I do recommend this Copic marker pad if you don't mind how thin this is. And then let's move on to the comic book paper, 135 grams from the liter. Blends really well on this comic book paper. Of course it bleeds, but look how beautiful that is. So I really recommend comic book paper if you have the money to spend for it, because this is actually quite expensive as well. But the most expensive one will be this paper, which is the marker paper. And this is kind of thick. It's actually really thick. It's about 250 grams. And I actually haven't tried this one yet. I don't know if I'm using the paper wrong, but I actually like this one better than this one. This actually gave the same result as the laser printing paper, the cheaper one. It has the kind of blotchy thing, but it's not as bad as this one though. Still bleeds. I think I'm gonna try to do the other side. Probably I used the wrong side of the paper. I'm gonna try this. Okay, so both of the sides, they give the same result. I actually like this one better. Let's take a look at the paper one more time. The laser printing paper. This one, I probably give this 5 out of 10, maybe 6 out of 10. And you can always use this if you're on a tight budget. And the result still looks good. The HP print, the normal printing paper, don't ever use this paper. And we have the Copic marker pad. I also recommend this one. Then the aquarelle paper. I love this too. The next one is the marker pad. Yeah, I mean the result is not that bad. I mean it still looks much better than the laser printing paper, but it's kind of a love and hate thing again. Personally, I don't really like it that much, and the comic paper is a big yes. So I guess that concludes our paper review on the Copic markers. All in all, I would say it went pretty well. I mean, all the papers are okay, but of course the best one would be the comic book paper. If you have money to spend, get this comic book marker paper. If not, you can just get this laser printing paper like I do. It's not a big deal. So I guess that's it for this time. I hope you guys liked the video. Thank you for watching, and until next time, bye bye.